Okay, yeah, so I'll be there as well.
Alright, we're live. Alright,
We made it through the week, guys. We're all alive.
Hello, everybody. We've made it through the week.
Made it through the week, guys. We're all alive.
Hello. Stream. Alright. Welcome to episode 31 of Scarlet Sash Stories here on the ZweihanderRPG channel. We are Fiends and Friends, and this is a show that we produce in partnership with Grim and Perilous Publishing, or Studios, I guess is the correct nomenclature. And this is a long-form ZweihanderRPG campaign, homebrew, and we are nearing the tail end of this story as our Sash bearers assault the fortifications built on top of a dead orcs. Well, dead is probably not the perfect term for it. Incapacitated, dying, in limbo god of the orcs.
If he's in limbo, he's losing. He's on the ground.
Yeah. Well,
you lose if you're on the ground.
I thought if you hit the bar, you lose.
Both. You can't just like lay on your back and then crawl underneath.
I mean, I suppose that's probably true.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like, how low can you go? It's like someone gets out a shovel.
And so last few episodes, the gang had spent a lot of time clearing a tower that was built on the outskirts of this orcs god fortification. And so they killed a bunch of mean, evil rats and a few innocent rats, in the process of clearing out the Skurzak from this tower. And
I don't know if I'd call them innocent.
You don't know.
Come into possession of a few interesting things. They have now a gun that can take the souls out of people's body and apparently put them back. They have Nesgrin's brother. Nesgrin isn't with us today. He has chosen to do something stupid with his family or something like that.
Who wants to do stupid things with their stupid family?
Right? It's like Good Friday. I don't know. And so, what else do you have? You have 2 Skurzak souls stored in the backpack of this soul-stealing gun, and the tower to yourselves for the most part. And to reiterate the larger circumstances, this assault was chosen to take place now because right before our sash bearers kicked the door down and took the tower, an airship had appeared through some kind of magical shadow barrier and rose the alarm among the Skurzak on the ground and in the facility, in the labs, in the shanty towns. And so our heroes thought that what better time to cause a ruckus in an outlying building than when the alarms are already raised. And so they have done that. They have taken the tower as far as they know, neutralized any threats, of which there were many, and we find ourselves basically, as the smoke settles, trying to figure out what have we taken, what's the next step. Tonight's episode will be probably till 11, so about an hour and a half of Zweihander gameplay, as obviously Nacho is not here, and we want to minimize the amount of time we spend playing when someone is absent. And any safety tool modifications before we dive in? I will take that silence to mean no.
I don't think so.
No sudden really loud noises, just because my head hurts real bad.
Yeah, we can do
But-
that.
Cool.
That's pretty easy actually.
Yeah. I didn't think it would be anything I had to worry about, but
As
you
I
never know.
scratch out 6 pages of notes that are all just loud noises.
I'll just use
I
It's
knew
like,
it.
well,
So glad
I guess
spoke
I'll-
up.
I
The
guess I'll-
explosion wizard isn't in this episode.
yeah, I guess I'll just rewrite the entire night.
It's not in this episode because Hunter's never read Dragonlance.
Sparky Boom Man.
Is there an explosion wizard in Dragonlance?
Sort of.
Well, now I want to read Dragonlance.
Explosion!
He's not quite that.
Okay.
But he does cast Fireball a
What's
lot.
the name of that anime, Nate?
Konosuba.
Oh yeah,
I'm glad you
Konosuba
caught that, Topher.
has an explosion wizard. She's
Yeah,
amazing.
Topher knew what I was getting at when I was
She only
saying
knows
that.
one spell, it's explosion, so she just
Yeah.
does it.
Weebs.
Explosion!
Look at these weebs.
Weeaboos.
He's a weeaboo or whatever.
He's one of those. Oh, you know how, one of the types. He watches the Yotubs. He's a weeaboo. However those kids dress.
The
Yotos.
We just need one of those, like when you get on other channels when you have somebody subscribe or whatever. We need that clip of Matt.
He's a weeaboo.
Just the audio clip.
That would be
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good.
Weeaboo or whatever.
We could actually super do that.
We could
I
actually.
know.
We should. We should. Someone put that on the agenda.
It's your
Um,
We can do
agenda.
that. I have
My
the
agenda.
So
Aren't you the one who was doing the agenda and stuff, Hunter? You're
Uh,
all
supposed
about
to
that.
be.
I was the
stupid
one working on
organization.
Fleeting
Come on,
Fiends.
business daddy, get your shit together. I made all of the little icons, and that's not even my job.
I
I
and
did just
so
love having Nate.
we are in the middle floor, the third floor of what is Topher doing in the Discord?
he's adding it to the
Okay.
agenda.
Yeah,
Okay.
somebody's doing something.
We're in the middle floor of this tower, having just freed Nesgrin's brother, named Ardron, who is in the body of a rat. We also have
I don't think I knew
Celine.
his name before just now.
We-
What was
went right at the end of last
Yeah, right at the end of last night, I revealed Ardron's name because I dug it up
Oh yeah.
from
Oh,
the
should
the
get
past
that again.
annals of Sash bearer history. And we also have Celine, our gnomish hedgewise, in the body of a rat right now. So we've got 2 possessed rat Skurzak bodies. We've got a very hurt Lillian, a probably mostly fine Hart, probably mostly fine Nabeen, and Nesgrin also feeling pretty okay, and going to be very quiet for this this portion of time, as maybe Nesgrin and Ardron are having a hushed argument about what the next step is or something like that.
We'll just put both of them in the rat body.
just take Nesgrin's soul out and be like, all right, this is the solution. Shoot it into Ardron's rat body and be like, wait a second.
Heart's like, put me in Celine's body.
we had...
Oh lord.
All right, I need an
I don't like
adult.
any of
Don't do
this.
that.
I don't like any of this.
I need an adult.
That's gotta be a
Go.
Because
I
That's
can't
gotta
be
be
the
it.
adult right now.
That's gotta be a kink Celine has. Banging
Soul
her own
sharing.
body,
Oh God, you.
being the rat
I
banging
think you-
her body.
I think you just ignited something in Nate's
Oh,
brain
God.
that
But Celine's just gonna be like, please don't put him in my body. He's already been in there in other ways.
Oh lord.
Oh no!
everyone
Oh,
takes
God.
2d10 peril damage.
Psychic damage.
That's fair.
Ugh, vile.
I don't know how to make that work in real life though, so
No, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take some nails, you're gonna put them on your table.
Just give him a headbutt.
okay, I can do that.
Yeah, and so Celine has been preoccupied during this post-battle.
Yeah, she was trying to shoot his soul out of the. fucking
Yeah,
thing.
so she now has the body of the this like zealot rat, and is trying to modify the external mechanisms of the soul gun so that it will project souls instead of take them. And she has done this once already from the inside. And so is in the hurried process of hauling this gun back and forth between rooms and blasting the body of the, I believe, the dead leader guy, right?
Somebody. I don't remember if he was dead or not.
He's not dead. He's uninsouled.
Yeah, so yeah, I've been trying to blast one and put it back in there.
Yeah. And so while that was going on, Nesgrin was freeing Ardron. Lillian and Nabine and Hart are kind of in this hallway here, witnessing all of this go on.
Fiends experiment.
Yeah, so it's a lot of scurrying around and bright green bolts of lightning, as Celine hones in on this perfect calibration for projecting a soul. Is anybody doing anything in particular while this is going on?
I don't have the mental strength to bear any of this right now between my injuries and the recent death of my new friend. I think I am going to just go and be lookout in case some shit shows up. So I'll just like walk by everybody and say, I'll yell if I see people coming. We should be leaving soon.
All right.
So for the sake of not just like being totally like, what's your peril at? I guess Celine's gonna be like, how stressed is everybody?
That's a fair question. I think
So-
most people would be like, "Oh, I can't take
Yeah,
anymore," or
exactly.
whatever.
Like, exactly. I feel like that'd be a good way to go about it. If she's doing this, just kind of as Lillian's starting to walk off, she'll glance over and be like, "Oh yeah, how stressed is everybody? You guys doing all right?" Zap.
No.
Bow!
Yeah, fucking thing. Let's try fucking.
As good as always.
No,
In a bitter
I am
mood.
not stressed at all. I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
just cheerful, just covered in guts and
Yeah.
stuff apparently,
I don't think
but
they
you
might
know.
have took feral damage,
Emotionally stable, but mentally stable but emotionally downtrodden.
Yeah.
Seems
Just
legit.
me on a normal day, I suppose.
Fair enough. God damn it. How about Hart?
He just leans against the wall and is like, meh, I'm fine.
Okay. So that's gonna help somebody out, but everybody's good.
All right. So, who do you want to come out of the gun?
I can choose.
No, I'm just wondering.
Try.
Okay. I want I don't want to put the guy back in his body. I want the other guy in there. Because, yeah, he's still going to know, but, I mean, it's still not his original body. He's still going to be thrown off a bit.
Okay, and I
So
do
it might take it a second.
want to ask / clarify, is there any, like, precaution anybody's taking for this? Because, like,
He's
my...
not tied up or anything.
Yeah, and so, like...
we should-
And I don't want to,
my
like...
weapon out.
Yeah, I don't want to, like, introduce metagame or anything like that, but is...
Honestly, that's the last thing on Celine's mind. 'Cause
Yeah.
If they wake up alone with no weapon, what are they going to do?
Yeah, and so, like,
Besides, she's having fun.
has Celine even, like, hinted at what she's trying to do, do you think? Or do you think she's just, like, engrossed in...
She's probably really engrossed. If somebody asks her, she'll tell
Hart-
them, but yeah.
Hart's been watching her the entire time, just absolutely intrigued by whatever the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But
Nap's
he's still
just
got
gonna
his
go.
he's
Sorry.
still got his hand on his weapon. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't-
But you'll notice she probably goes
he's
up
not
and,
at ease yet.
like
Yeah.
kicks the body in the head like lightly to see if she gets a response, and like, God damn it, still nothing. And then
Yeah, so there's probably
Fucking raging
some indication at
Yeah.
least that... Okay.
Hart's not totally dumb.
she's trying to get like this guy awake in some way or another.
Nap's gonna go draw a dick on actual Celine's body's forehead.
Just like walks over.
Can I gain an extra? Can I go into the positives for peril? Just like makes my mood better.
No, like imperiled is the base, unfortunately.
Unhindered is the base.
Yeah.
Too bad I can't insidious
Oh yeah,
whisper myself.
I thought it was unimperiled, but maybe
No,
it's
it goes
unhindered. That's what I
unhindered
thought.
and then
Unhindered.
imperiled.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unhindered is the basic state that, you know, we all strive for, but often fail.
Can we make a house rule that anytime that we like humiliate Celine, we all like make a resilience check? If we pass, we can go up one.
Yeah, I do. That's funny. The publicly shaming the.
It's like gallows humor.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know,
Well, no,
it
actually,
doesn't work for them, but it's great for us.
I'm pretty sure there is literally a talent called gallows humor that
there is
does.
in Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah, and I think there's something very similar, if not exactly that, in this game, where it's like
I'm curious.
when something terrible happens, you can roll a fellowship and raise everybody's peril or something like that.
That's
It
actually
is.
bad.
Gallows humor,
Yep.
at your option, you can substitute the guile skill in place of resolve. So
Yeah.
a little bit different.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's a
okay.
resistance thing. So you can be like, "Oh man, I sure do love losing my arm," and then not suffer peril.
It's like the classic, like you're on the ramparts, everything's quiet, there's a cannon shot, somebody's fucking obliterated next to you, you're covered in blood, and your character just goes, I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just imagine with like the arm thing, just like, oh god, I guess you really needed a hand.
Yeah.
They're clutching their bloody stump.
No, that's like proper gallows humor.
Yeah.
Like I could be dead soon.
Yeah.
Right.
I could be in the gallows. First time.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I do like the thought behind Celine being the humiliation source of benefit to everybody.
I could see it, but half the time she might not get it, depending on what you guys do.
Yeah. And that's sort of
Everything
part of the
would go
fun.
over your head if it wouldn't get stuck in your ratty hair.
Yeah. There's probably
Right.
birds and stuff in there.
Oh,
It's
for
getting
sure.
Better. It's tied up now. Don't touch my birds. They keep me company. They whisper things at night.
We should roll your d6s for fortune
Fate.
real quick, because we might need those.
Not fate, fortune.
Fortune.
Founder's fate.
They are differente.
Oh, hey, I just realized that the color of our dice is now based on the color of our writing, like next to our name.
It's always been that way.
It's always been that way.
Yeah.
I just never realized because I'm in the dark mode now, so it's really obvious.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I wish
Behind
I
Cody
liked the dark
always
mode.
has been.
Always has been.
Cool. So nothing changes there. All right. So we're gonna flip a coin for Celine.
Heads, you lose. Tails, Hunter wins.
All right. So during this last visit out to the hallway, you have moved some tubes into different slots. You have calibrated the soul, like intabulation chamber, and flick some switches, and you pull the trigger. And the bolt of lightning shoots out, hits the body of the guy, and he begins to stir.
Ooh, I figured it out. Wake up, wake up. What's it like? And I'm gonna have the gun leveled at him.
He shuffles to a knee, looks at
Don't
you,
stand up.
and even through these shaded goggles and in the shadow of this hood, you can hear and feel the snarl of the boss back in his body staring at you. And he hisses under his breath and says, filthy man-thing.
Zap.
You just take it back. The body.
Does it take it back? I haven't. I don't know how long it takes to switch that. I just shot him.
Oh,
again.
you just shot again?
Yeah, because I don't know.
In there.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea how long it takes to do this. So right now, since if he's gonna say that, Celine's not even gonna take the time. She's just gonna be like zap.
Yeah, and so
she's gonna
you
go on and just be like, Heart, keep an eye on him and start tinkering to pull it out.
I would say that you have spent enough time on this that you know a lot of ways in which it will shoot, or it'll take souls, presumably. But this is the first way that you know that it will project them, and so you could easily reverse it with it, like, a few seconds, and then start taking.
That's fine. I'm gonna shoot the soul into his body.
Yeah. So he recoils with this second shot, kind of falls down onto his bottom.
I did it.
And like holds his head.
She's gonna come over and like lean over and look down, and she's like, "How does it feel?" And just like an evil smile on her face.
Take a corruption. Because you're enjoying this too much.
I am. I actually am thinking about going and finding another soul to throw in there.
Just like fill this guy with souls.
Yes.
That's twisted.
Dude, battle royale.
That's some like Dead Space level, like.
Yep.
Just imagine like whatever comes out of there is gonna be so fucked up. Like I've seen and felt these things wrestling and eating each other.
Assuming that it can be one, it can ever be one thing.
Yeah.
Right.
We are legion, for we are Ratman.
Their souls.
Yeah. So he looks up at you, and the eyes kind of glaze over, and he says, "Be quiet. Wait." And it glares at you again and says, "You don't even know what powers you mess with."
No, you're right. That's the best part about it. And she'll start tweaking it. And she's going to set it to suck one out. And she's like, but that's the fun part, is learning all about it. And then she's going to press the gun to like his head and zap him.
There's a wail as he falls to the ground, like kind of scrabbling at the stones.
Now the question is, does it take both out in one shot in this case?
So immediately it's apparent that it did not. The body is still active. And sits up, pushes himself up against the wall, has kind of crawled this way a little bit next to the hole. Looks at you again, glaring, and says, "You must stop."
Oh, I'm sorry. Which one am I talking to? Boss man or?
This is my body.
Okay. So why should I stop?
You're hurting me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Isn't that what you've been doing to the rats down below? Isn't that what you tried to do to me and us? Like, you put me in this body. This is your you kind of caused me to end up in this body. This is your fault. You know that, right?
Well, then you know how terrible it is.
No, this is fun. Are you kidding? I can infiltrate your whole goddamn society like this. And it's all thanks to you.
And he
How does that feel?
He looks up you, and there's almost like a little like rat like chuckle. And he says, "Stupid man thing. You think the mothers didn't know?"
Didn't know what? That we're here? I don't care if they know that we're here. All I care about now is the fact that we can easily infiltrate using your bodies to get what we need and where we need.
We know your deal with Tailswipe. We know the airship was coming.
Who the fuck is Tailswipe?
They think we're the other people.
You do realize you have no idea who we are. Those people on the airship, I don't know who they are. I have no affiliation with them whatsoever.
Oh, I'm sure, man thing. It's just a coincidence that an airship appears through the shadow veil, and suddenly my tower is attacked.
She just kind of looks around at the others, and she's like, Yeah, actually, this is one of the few times. Well, I should have said this is one of the few times I'm actually telling the truth, but you know, I don't. Do I lie that often, guys?
I think it's just Hart and Nab, and
Somewhere
That's
from
fine, but still
downstairs,
stupid.
the hair on the back of my neck stands up. I go, Celine is talking shit.
something is amiss. Nesgrin will look up from her conversation with Ardron and be like, I mean, yeah.
Oh.
Give me your best Argentinian accent.
I could try to say it in Spanish.
But yeah, so you don't have to believe me, but facts are facts. They're a great distraction because we're here for something much. I don't know what Tailswipe clan is trying to do. What do they want the god for themselves?
And he kind of clams up a little bit. Is staring at you, and you can tell there's like a contemplation kind of going on.
I already did Insidious Whisper on this guy. I can't do it again.
Yeah, so he has been whispered, and how long is it? It's like a whole day before it can happen again.
I think it's a whole day. She's gonna be like, "Don't make me put the other one back in there. I'll ask him." I'm sorry. I'll ask you both.
And he raises a paw and says,
"Yeah, I know what it's like."
Please, just... You saw the things in the basement, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I know they were mad at me, but yeah, I haven't seen them.
I like the immediate lie, and then like, wait, okay, no.
It was more like I forgot.
Yeah.
And she's just like, yeah, it's just one of those things. She's like, yeah. Wait. No, I don't think so. I did not see them.
When souls mix, when you take a soul out and put pieces in its place, you can do terrible things.
You Frankenstein souls? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Celine.
And yeah, like, and he gestures kind of like to, like, in general, like both the tower, and you get the sense like of where you are, and it's like the power that we have harvested from the god has revealed a labyrinth of new discoveries, and you expect us to not pursue them?
I mean, I get it. I totally get it. It's pretty cool. But, like, you're stripping apart souls and mishmashing them together in other bodies? That's kind of fucked up. You could at least, like, have more fun with it and have, like, 5 souls together fighting for control of a body. That seems more entertaining than just turning them into monsters.
It's certainly something to behold.
You know, Celine's considering the fun factor here.
Yep.
I mean, there's fun in science and research and whatnot.
Science!
And so he says, well, then you understand. The pursuit of knowledge is paramount to any creature comfort or petty man-thing morals. Our society at least doesn't pretend to value its lowest.
What, you mean my society values its lowest? You clearly didn't grow up with my family. Trust me, they didn't give 2 shits.
Oh, well, tell me about that. I'm just kidding.
You're not my fucking therapist. Shut
But
the
all
hell up.
began with my mom.
Shit, I had something else I was gonna say, but I forgot because he had said something. But she's like, yeah, I'm about the pursuit of knowledge. I get it, but you know, there's some things that maybe shouldn't be toyed with. I don't fucking know. Look, I'm here to do a job. And
Are we teaching Celine empathy?
Hair reverse stands back on my hair. Something is even more wrong.
she's like, I'm just kind of going with the flow right now, learning a lot and having fun with it. And these are my friends. And I mean, I also kind of feel like, I don't know, what are Celine's thoughts on offering the orc scotch because she thought about it. I think her biggest thing was like messing with things we don't know if we kill the orcs god. That was her thing. So she's like, all I know is I don't like the idea of killing the orcs god because I don't know what'll happen. Like compared to letting him go back in place, I feel like that'd be a much safer bet than just killing a god and, you know, leaving things open or whatever. Because sooner or later he gonna kick the bucket. You guys know that, right?
And he kind of like sits up and kind of makes himself comfortable and is, you know, like kind of drinking in what you're saying. And he's like, you're here for the god?
Yeah.
What?
I told you we're not with Tailswipe.
What
I don't even know
interest
who that is.
do man things have with the orcs god?
That depends on who you ask. If you ask, she kind of looks over at like hard at first and then over to Nabeen and like benefactor wants him dead. We don't agree with that.
Do you think you can just kill him?
No, we're not here to kill him. That's
Save
what our benefactor
him?
wants. Yeah, we're here to put him back in the fold, right? That was our decision, right? We were gonna go against. Okay, she's just confirming, making sure she's not like fucking going down the wrong path.
Things didn't just change when I wasn't looking, right? Maybe? No. Okay, good.
It's really because she just wasn't paying that much attention when we talked about it before.
Celine thinks the world is very like rapidly changing because she's never following the chain of causality.
I mean, I did follow along in that conversation. It's just been a hot minute, so it's
I'm
just like
just
Swain just right.
Yeah.
We haven't changed our minds, have we? You guys would tell me if we changed our mind, right?
You tell us, right?
Certainly we would.
And he kind of gets lost in thought for a little bit, leaning against this wall here with you pointing this giant gun at him.
At this point, I probably kind of kneeled down and kind of have the gun resting, like on my thighs and pointed at him.
Yeah, just so you can give him a zap if you need to.
Yep.
And he whispers to himself. He says, maybe the Prince of Change does sprinkle his whispers among these mountains.
What about the Prince of Change? Because I assume does Celine? Would Celine know about that at all?
Probably.
Maybe like a little bit. I don't know how much is the thing.
Yeah, because like you have certainly opened yourself up more to.
Yeah, but I'm also a hedgewise. It's one of those things. She wasn't like most of it. She is self-taught, or had like some crummy teacher who was a hedgewise.
Do you have education?
I have like folklore.
Yeah, do folklore. Education. Roll a folklore, and we'll see how you respond to this.
I'm sure you've heard of like the Witch King or something.
I've probably heard of something like that, but it's how much. She may have heard of like the Prince of Change, but maybe like nothing. So where is? Hell yeah.
Yeah. So you immediately understand this. You know, the forces of chaos and the winds of magic are often personified into the demon princes of various vices and troubles. So like the Prince of Decay, the Prince of Violence. You obviously are very familiar with the Prince of Pleasure, and the Prince of Change being the force by which, you know, like empires topple and seeming coincidences end with vast strings of butterfly effect, consequences down the line. And so this, priests and nobles and that kind of thing often vilify the Prince of Change as this assault upon the status quo sort of thing. And so when this rat man, this soul doctor, he whispers, oh, maybe the Prince of Change does sprinkle his whispers among these mountains, you it calls back to that idea where you're like, oh yeah, it literally is a coincidence that we're here at the same time. And maybe calls into question the very nature of coincidences and that sort of thing.
So basically, he's implying that like maybe we're the Prince of Change is the reason we're here.
Yeah, or the reason that the other people are here, or the reason that there are myriad of other circumstances at play right now versus, at separate times.
Yeah.
Prince of Pleasure, absolutely my porn name. Just want to get that out there.
She kind of shrugs. She's like, I don't know. I just am here to do whatever I feel like, basically. And, things have been fun and going good, and I'm enjoying myself.
I do love this therapy session that Celine is sort of extracting
from the rat.
From the boss monster of a dungeon that you guys have completed.
Right. So tell me more about like your life here, like, because you've got so many ramshackle shacks built on this body. What about those nice structures that are made of stone, look pretty, that are up there?
And he doesn't answer. He looks at you and
he's just kind of like does the tisk tisk thing. That's a damn shame. And she'll like fucking like pull a lever and start humming it up. It's like, I'll ask the other one with you.
And he goes, wait, stop.
Okay, now we're making progress, see?
Take another corruption.
I'll take it. She's trying to get some. She's trying to.
Some nice torture.
This is very heavily.
No, you're right. This is like her threatening. So.
This is a stronghold of Riptooth and Clawscrape alliance. And you can tell he's picking his words carefully. We recently rediscovered the body of the Orcs god and are reestablishing the processes that were taking place in the past.
Hey, and she kind of pokes him with the gun. Less picky choosy with your words. More tell me everything. Because there are a lot of rats downstairs. And I tell you what. And I told you guys, I think it'd be fun to throw a bunch of souls into one body.
And it's hard to like gauge facial expression, both because he's a rat and mostly obscured. But kind of shrinks away from that suggestion.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure he knows she'll do it, so.
Yeah, and he of all the individuals here knows the results of these kind of things.
Yeah, and I feel like we've really bonded over.
We've established a rapport. This is
actually dating now. Like,
let's be real. Establishing rapport is the real version of like interrogation. So whether Celine knows that she's doing it or not.
Well, This sort of coercion is the basis of most of Celine's relationships.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually it goes both ways. Hence me trying to pull the knots out of her hair for her date.
Yeah.
For her own amusement.
So he like kind of shrinks back against the wall and says, what this is my tower. I was bred to investigate. Oh
god, you are having too much fun dancing around your words. You know more than you're letting on. What's with the nice tower? Are you saying there were humans here before you? Are there humans here now? Are you guys working for someone? You guys made an alliance. Why did you make an alliance? Let's start there. What kind of rat clan makes a fucking alliance and doesn't like stab the other in the back?
There were humans here before. We've worked with the man-things. They built this tower. They built the keep. Obviously, there are man-things here now. You are here. The airship.
There's the airship.
Contained man-things.
What about any Man-Thing allies?
There's the Man of Shadow. He says, almost in reverence, like you distinctly remember the trash rats being very afraid of this place. This guy is now like the Man of Shadow in a sort of like reverential, fearful tone.
It's
Tell me
shadows all
more
the way
about
down.
the Man of Shadow, because I'm definitely curious about this guy.
He holds the Shadow Keep. He and it's like he's trying to find the right word. He sings with the umbral engine. He projects the will of the mothers.
Does he sing by himself, or is it an umbral choir?
Who are the mothers, and what the hell is the umbral engine?
The brood mothers, the matriarchs of Clan Riptooth and Clawscrape, they and he stops short just a second.
No, continue. Don't hold back. And she'll kind of nudge his snout with the lightning gun. Remember who's in charge here. I can have fun with you.
They're here. They live at the facility and oversee
that nice keep up there that's much nicer than your shitty ramshackled hovels.
That's where you could expect to find them.
I want to scrutinize that to make sure he's telling the truth, and she'll even like kind of dig the gun and be like, "You wouldn't lie to me, would you?" To try and get like a bit of a bonus out of her scrutinize. Can I get like +10 for that, or?
Yeah, we'll give you a coercion bonus.
I nailed it. Didn't even need it.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, he's telling the truth, and I do want to clarify on the map over here. So this is the buildings he thought you were referencing when talking about the Man of Shadow. Up here is where he's thinking about you referencing for the mothers.
Okay.
So there's like one might think of like a headquarters up here, and and then there's a keep down here.
Get it?
That was a good one. I like that.
Oh wait, headquarters. I hate it. You're a fucking idiot.
No,
All
that
right,
was
take
so
the
good.
stream down.
Take
it
the
down. Start over.
We're calling the show off.
The only thing that could have made that better is if we had been rated just before.
Yep.
Now, about my other question, what's this umbral engine?
The device that powers the shadow magic. It's how we found the body. It's how no one else can find it. It's how the voice of the mothers propagates throughout the land.
See, what's this thing called again?
The umbral engine is what it was called.
So what, the mothers are like, they're using it to call out and like reach more ratmen or something to your side, or?
Ratmen, orcs, man-things.
Okay, so I feel like, Man of Shadow is pretty on the head, but I wanted to make sure. I'm pretty sure here they've fucked with my friend Corna, and I don't much appreciate him.
Well, the purpose, one of the purposes of the engine is to reach out to orcs for the purpose of study. I mean, you do know about the orcs, right? This is...
I mean, the ones that have, like, shadows have reached out to, as they've told me.
That is...
Unless you have more to tell me.
That's how I would expect them to describe it.
Yeah, one of them's my good friend. She's I think
Right
she's
here.
still downstairs. She might be up here. I don't know if she came up or not.
No, she's probably chilling with Lillian.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe
We're-
superficially tending to Lillian's wounds.
We're smoking
They're
some
actually-
weed
Yeah.
on the porch.
Recording a podcast called
It's just-
Chilling with Lillian.
It's just this like orc Boogan mommy with like her witch hat and her like mushroom eyes,
Yep.
and me and my wolf pelt covered in blood, smoking a doobie on the
Both,
porch.
yeah, sharing a doobie.
So now I want you to tell me more about what you know about this fun toy here, because I've been enjoying it, and it'd be a shame if I left you in a poor state. But if you work with me, I'll leave you whole and alone, we'll say. Mm-hmm.
It's the culmination of all of my research.
Oh,
It-
this is your research. Cool. So you can tell me everything about it, how it works, what it can do, how many bad boys I can fit in this backpack.
How many bad boys I can fit in this backpack is one of the best ways to describe that. Yeah, and he kind of, it's almost like mechanical or recitational, where he's like, it's a witchstone powered machine that projects a bolt of chaos energy that acts as a bridge between the soul negative space in the backpack, in which the sort of sentient pressure that a being soul has in the sudden bridge between the soul negative space and the individual causes the soul to flow along the beam of chaos into the backpack.
Okay, now how many... Do you know the limit of this backpack? How many, like I said, dudes can fit back there?
I am unsure of the maximum limit. I have not strayed close enough to worry about the integrity. I have contained 4 souls.
Ooh, 4. That's not a bad amount.
But certainly it can probably do more.
I'm sure. What happens if, say, your buddy in here? What would happen if I just shot him into a wall right now?
The soul requires a soul negative space to flow
Oh.
along the beam.
So it wouldn't go, basically.
No. The energy projected from the end of the device is powerful enough to scour rock, but the soul does not flow.
Okay. What are those your 2 buddies hanging on the wall in there? Because we got the other one down, I think.
Those are shells. And he just now clocks that Ardron is standing there. And like you can see there's like almost like body language where he's like, "Oh, I'm saved. Wait, something is wrong here."
Yeah.
He's playing rock paper scissors with that dwarf.
Yeah, so he sees Ardron and Nesgrin like arguing about who gets the Cestus, and it's like, oh, another Skurzak. Oh wait, something is weird about this. And yeah, and he says those are empty bodies.
Okay, cool. Now, what should I do with you? Because you've told us a lot and you can go tattle. And you've been kind and helpful, and I appreciate that, and I'd like to reward that in some way, but not in, of course, something as stupid as letting you go. Do you want to be a beetle?
That was some hellacious line delivery, Nate. That was so good.
Amazing.
You're an actor, Nathan.
Do you want to be a beetle?
Dude, if I get into the zone, because I love the messed up characters, and, well, you know that I love playing the messed up characters. It's so fun. Do you want to be a beetle? I could make you a beetle.
Are you
Welcome to Fiends and Friends. Want to be a beetle?
Are you taking me prisoner.
I mean, I don't know about that. I thought about just chaining you up and leaving you there.
You've already got the shells there.
Yeah.
You could just put him in one of the shells.
I suggest we cut its tongue out if we do that.
Or stuff it or something. I don't necessarily want him to bleed to death. I'll admit, you know,
Waterize it. It's fine.
that's true. He's
There's
been
no need
helpful.
for
I don't
words.
want to kill him. Like he's a nice enough rat, not as nice as our other.
Well, let's just
allies
take him
that
with
we
us.
made. I don't
Put him in
think
the
he's gonna-
in the jar and take him with us.
Yes, I could, but I don't know how to control how to shoot them out. Do you know how to control which one I shoot out? That'll give you brownie points, and I'll vouch for you more. Trust me, I feel like I'm the one being the most reasonable here. And let me tell you that is something else. I never thought I would say those words. And she
Water
kind of
brownie,
looks at the
rat.
group.
I would
Water
prefer
brownie.
to not have my tongue cut out. If we can arrange something to avoid that,
Yeah.
in terms of choosing what soul is projected, all I can tell you is that I can do my best to be at the front of the line.
No. Oh, I
You just
see.
like
So
elbow
by
the other
bringing
guy out of the way.
with us, so you can. I see. So it's by force of will, in a
If-
sense.
If I am being taken prisoner and being granted concessions, I do have a request.
He wants to keep his body.
If you need to take me with you, put me in a rat. It will be the most familiar, comfortable, and portable.
Little rat.
Yeah, but can't you go communicate with the other rat friends? That's sketchy. I don't like that.
Don't you have a rat in a cage already? Like on you?
I do have my rat friend. I do have
You mean the one that was
still.
like mutating and shit? I
Back
don't
the
think
jackal
that's a
one?
good
The one I've
idea.
been slowly feeding the black mass and shit.
Yeah, and actually,
You could be my pet.
Celine, you should roll me something. And
Okay.
I think it should be like folklore or scrutinize, because scrutinize was determined to be like memory and that kind of thing, right? To like recall specific details and things like that.
I think it might have been, yeah.
So yeah, do a scrutinize at minus 10.
Sentient soul plus black goo plus rat body equals Skurzak.
I made it.
Yeah, so when he's like, put me in a regular rat, you hearken back to the days of Fort Bodeswell and remember the time you spent with this miasma-infused rat that you don't have with you right now. I do want to make sure everybody knows that the miasma rat is not here. It is back at Fort Bodeswell. But you know that what you were doing to that rat was changing it effectively into a Skurzak. You didn't have
Yeah.
the full context for all of it at the time. But with recent events and what you're seeing here with all the Skurzak and this soul tower and everything, it all kind of falls into place where it's like, oh, well, regular rats can, in some way that has to do with miasma and maybe witchstone and that sort of thing, become Skurzak.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's not lying to you, but thinks that maybe you don't know that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a good effort, but I know better. She just kind of shrugs her
And
shoulders and smiles
he
at him.
cocks his head a little bit.
I
Put me
know
in a
little-
jar.
Put you in a jar? Okay. How long would it take for you to grow big enough to break out of that jar? Look, I know rats can turn into Skurzak.
And there's like and this is where the like click of admiration is kind of like,
Rat specs,
Oh.
thank you.
yeah, Well, I certainly wouldn't
So
be able
glad you
to
got that, Topher.
complete any transformation without exposure to the miasma.
You like
I
that,
would
man?
be forever trapped in the lowest of our kin, a
I don't think
unspeaking.
they're that lowly. I kind of like Winds, though. I kind of wish I could have brought him, but it's not safe. Are you saying you want to be a rat and come on our journey since you want to go in a jar, or are you smart enough to figure out how to get out of a jar? That's my concern. Don't think I won't find a way to glue that thing shut. I'll fucking poke holes in it and tear it open when I need you out.
I promise to be as accommodating as a prisoner as can be expected.
Cool. What are your thoughts on if, like, you know, I sucked out one of the rat mothers, shot them into some shitty body, and I became a rat mother?
And he
Just think of
he
all the
openly
chaos.
openly chuckles, and just kind of looks at you and is like, the mere proposition of something like that is so far out of the realm of possibility that I'm doubting if you really know what you man-things have gotten yourself into.
Generally not. I'm always just kind of rolling with the punches. I mean, I never expected to fight a giant cowtipede. I don't think they did either.
We just slaughtered a tower full of rats, outnumbered like 3-1, maybe more.
It was close. In terms of
Yeah.
like, you know, there were some like unaligned,
parties,
unaligned
yeah.
But
parties.
still, we still
Those were-
killed
I was
them.
gonna say,
Yeah.
yeah, those things could have murdered everybody in the base. But she's like, why do you think I wouldn't be able to do something like that? Do you think people would just catch on, or?
A brood mother is a force of nature.
Really?
Like the wind?
Skurzak, our entire society is built upon the pursuit of perfection. We don't practice the type of disgusting, fetid reproduction that your kind do.
Have you ever tried it? It's kind of fun.
The
when
random
you say that at the same time, Nab's like, you don't know what you're missing out on.
She's right, you know. Like,
and
you can have a real good time.
he turns to Nab and says, "I'm not saying we don't fornicate for
Okay.
pleasure, but
You just don't like the whole birthing process.
The-
It's gross and it is unpleasant. I totally get that. I never want to have a child. That might break my hips.
Yeah.
relegating the holy act of reproduction to the random mixing of dirty genes is one of the most reviling traits of your kind."
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that Skurzak were eugenicists.
I know,
That's sort of
right?
fucked. That's actually, they're like little Nazis.
The brood mother possesses the most perfect line, and her line is modified to the needs of the clan.
Look,
I
all
was born, but I was also created.
So your brood mother's some sort of like what, god?
They are akin to apostles.
Look,
The
all-
13 are different.
Look, all you have said to me has just made me really want to try this now. So I hope I can get a chance to suck one of them out. I'll even be nice. Which one do you not like? There's two brood mothers here.
If you are set upon this insane
I'm gonna
scheme,
try, but no guarantees.
I would love to see you point that machine at Riptooth Broodmother and see what happens.
I'm gonna have to be quick on it, because if she's anything like me, she'll be quick to figure out how to project herself out, so I'm gonna have to zap somebody else. So, I'm sure there'll be plenty of weak-willed people she can easily take over in some crummy rat body, though. So cool. We got ourselves a deal, I think. Unless someone else here objects, I don't think so.
Heart is like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Hard.
And the rat kind of looks at you, looks between Hart and Nabeen and Nesgrin and Ardron, and says, well, do you know how to catch a rat?
Do I know how to catch her out? I do, but I can always use some help. Or I'm always open to suggestions.
Catch a rat, says the guy who failed to catch a rat 12 times in a row at one time.
Getting better at it. You got any cheese around?
I don't have any cheese in my soul laboratory.
Well, maybe you have like a mini fridge. I don't know.
A mini fridge.
If anyone would in this time period,
Give me the
frankly,
yeah.
Witchstone powered refrigerator.
Yeah, bathing everything in radiation or something.
Yeah.
I do like that idea. And
It'd be a rat refrigerator.
he looks at you and says, I don't have any cheese.
Oh, well. Is it easier to, like, get them to come to me since I'm a rat man right now?
It certainly would be more comfortable for them, I suppose.
Okay. Well, can you, like, call to one? Surely you guys can kind of communicate and give orders or something? I don't know.
I am frankly offended that you would assume that is the case.
He has a friend that can speak to dogs.
Yeah, like,
You think-
haven't met my friends. My friend can speak to dogs.
You think Skurzak can just summon clouds of lowly rats to them?
I mean, I assume some of them can through means of magic.
Vampires probably can.
There's a lot you can do with magic. I don't know how much you know about that. You seem like a man of science, but I like a little bit of both.
I interact with the winds of magic purely through mechanical means. If you want to catch a rat for me, you will have to go out and find one, I suppose. Again, in your current state, probably will be easier than that goblin body you came from. But
you and everybody else calling me goblin. And she like jabs him each time she does this. Don't use goblin.
ouch!
He's a goblin.
Because it is very pointy and sharp
Yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, Hart, keep an eye on him. I'm gonna go look for like a rat. So, and she's gonna like lug her fucking newfound toy off with her. She'll like strap it to her back and everything if she hasn't already.
Sure.
She probably has, I assume. So,
Yeah. So give me a survival plus 20, as you
I can assist.
Okay. So
If you ask.
Celine comes downstairs with backpack in tow, rat body, heads for the front door where Corna and Lillian are hanging out.
are there no rats
leaves.
inside the tower.
I mean, there are a lot of terrible things going on here that generally displace wild creatures.
Okay. Well, then I guess she'll leave the backpack by the front door so she doesn't look as weird wandering around with it.
Okay. Yeah, so Lillian and Corna outside here, before Celine sort of exits the front door, you guys are leaning against the tower, overlooking the body of the Orcs god, the shanty town, the Shadow Keep built sort of next to him. And because you guys are a little bit higher in elevation where this tower is, kind of overlooking the saddle, and it is an anthill of activity of Skurzak going to and fro, clanging alarm bells and outfitting soldiers, and just chaos down below you. And Corna leans over and says, well, do you think we can really do it?
Yeah.
You think we can save him? And I did forget to mention the enormous mushroom towering over everything.
And is the airship still in the air?
It's not. It has
okay.
since dipped below one of the like ridges of the mountain into one of like a valley, and it is not in sight anymore.
Yeah, and I'll just like tilt my head up, looking at this enormous mushroom. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And she nods her head. She says, I believe you. I think we can do it. And Celine bursts out of the door. I gotta find a rat!
No one find a rat!
Clasp hands, do the hero's handshake with.
Yeah.
Jesus, I've been rolling really well tonight. Holy shit.
So you, as you exit the tower, again kind of realize the extent of your new senses. You have keen eyesight, extremely potent smell, hearing that can discern like very minute differences, and like you can, when you exit the tower, you can hear to one side 100 distinct sounds of Skurzak getting ready for all of their different tasks, and then to your left you hear the tiny scrabbling of little feet upon stone, and are pretty much right outside the front door, immediately able to like chitter at, like you kind of mess with your tongue and cheek pouches, and kind of like almost like calling a cat kind of thing to this little rat that was scurrying across the stone. It stops and looks at you with understanding, and comes up to you, looks up into your Skurzak eyes, and makes a chittering back. And it's not a language that you understand, but it's more like a general feel. Like this chittering from the rat is inquisitive. It's like, what's up?
Surprise! I'm gonna like chitter back. Surprise gift.
And
I'll hold my hand out.
It kind of like looks side to side, hops up into your palm,
and she'll caress it and be very gentle with it, like she would her own rat and everything, and be like, "All right." And then she'll head back inside and grab the backpack on the way in and head up.
So Celine's in rat body comes back with a rat in her palm. Celine, you feel it kind of tense a little bit as you walk past.
She'll chitter at it and be like, and like stroke it and like scratch behind the ear, like how Winslow would like, and be like, it's okay.
Yeah. And then you enter the tower, and the rat is very nervous. You can feel its little heartbeat and everything.
That's kind of bad.
Do Lillian and Corna, do you guys, is there any, is this just par for the course for Celine at this point?
I mean,
or are you still upset with Celine?
I'm still upset with Celine, but also I can pretty well deduce there are like one of only 2 or 3 things this could reasonably be.
Yeah.
So as you're going in, I'm gonna be like, whatever nonsense you're doing, get it done quickly so we can get going back to a safe place. Also, if you're not leaving that other rat boss alive, why don't you just put yourself in that body instead? It'll make it easier for you to carry your other body.
Oh, I was gonna do something like that. I don't know how much he'd appreciate that, because he's going in this guy.
Oh,
he's
well,
our prisoner.
He may not like it, but at least we'd have his body around. He might like that more than us not having it.
That's
Plus,
true. Maybe
you
I
would
give him his
have
body
more.
back.
Yeah, you'd have more authority too if we run into somebody. Maybe you can talk your way out of it. Not that that's really your strong
his body.
He might care
You're
more.
just stealing this rat. Like,
We could put him in one of the other bodies.
The rat's like,
Things.
No, this ain't a
Can you
bad idea.
imagine, like,
this.
I have so many senses now.
yeah,
That
This isn't a bad idea. I
that
like
actually
this.
would be a gift.
yeah.
Like, if you're like, all right, I'm giving you sentience and
Yep.
full cognition, like,
Mhm.
How
No,
did
that
how
sounds
does
in
like
one
a
of the-
typical curse.
one of the
What is
rooms
wrong with you?
upstairs.
yeah?
you
So
know,
that
he
that
might be appreciative. We don't know.
the idea of like, and this is again one of those fun philosophical questions that these always seem to come up. Taking a rat soul and whatever that entails, and then like dispersing it amongst the being of like a sentient thing, where it's like,
Yeah.
how does
giving it a big brain?
yeah, like how does rat consciousness fill in the cracks of language and sentience and that sort of
Well, the
thing?
neural pathways are all there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
That
like,
would be
how do you
interesting.
interpret
'Cause,
a
I mean,
massive
theoretically,
shift
like-
in complexity?
Because, I mean, depending on how you look at it, because, like, all the knowledge is stored in, like, a brain. So if you, like, jump a soul from body to body, like, in that sense, you could gain a shit ton of knowledge.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah,
Celine,
you could
Celine
just,
has
you take the knowledge with you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
absorb it and then you move on. And that's actually really
Would
fucked
it
up.
Yeah.
And because you said that you keep the. I guess we don't. Well, you kept the information from Celine, so yeah.
Yeah.
You keep the information as you go. This
Holy
is a
shit.
Dark Souls villain.
yeah. Well, yeah, this
This
is
is-
Christ.
Absolutely a some person that jumped from body to bot. Okay, we're
Yeah.
gonna have a cool interact story. Celine's the bad guy for season 2.
Yeah.
I'm putting it down right now.
well, yeah, because it's like the soul is just like the, how do you say it, like the matter of the brain is like the medium, and the soul just kind of takes,
It's the electricity.
The soul is
Yeah.
the energy.
yeah, and so the soul records the information that it finds within the matter, and then just kind of can go do another thing and absorb more information from more matter. So it's
we
like
bring you this religious sermon here on Good Friday.
yeah, so Good Friday.
Holy shit.
We're delving into the theology of the soul and neurochemistry and that sort of thing. But yeah, so you Celine or Lillian suggests that you take the body of the boss guy,
Mhm.
and
Talk to him about it.
yeah, and put the him in the rat, and no, I guess Lillian didn't suggest anything about the rat soul.
Yeah. Cody and Chris did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the intervening time, while Celine goes down the ladder with the backpack, Nab and Hart and Nesgrin and Ardron are in the room with this boss guy, and he kind of eyes the four of you nervously, and like maybe like clears his throat a little bit, because Celine is gone for like probably like 15 minutes in the whole like going to get the rat, finding it, communicating sort of thing. And the boss looks to Hart and maybe trying to like sense leadership or something, because maybe didn't get that vibe from Celine.
She just takes charge where she wants to. She's not
Yeah.
leader until she's like,
Didn't
You know,
spend
I
a whole
want
lot of
this.
time with the other folks
Yeah.
here.
Sitting here clearly at a disadvantage, says to Hart, you think you really can save him?
A lot of people have helped us to get here because they think we can.
It's foolish. I don't pretend to know how that thing works inside him. But 5 man things certainly have no hope of eradicating it from his heart. This is a project older than your civilization, and you think you can stroll in and undo it all?
What do you think is in his heart?
The miasma, the source, the very essence of...
Who's around me right now?
It's you and Nab and Nesgrin and Ardron.
Yep.
Celine and Lillian and Corna are not present. And Nesgrin and Ardron are probably not listening for the most part.
They're like
Yeah.
literally just fighting each
Yeah.
other like that.
I'm gonna lean
Instead of
down.
89.
I'm gonna say to him, and I won't assume that you could understand everything that we've gone through to get here so far. And then I'll lean in close to him and kind of whisper under my breath. And I'd imagine you don't know that I have quite a bit of miasma in my own system that I've conquered.
Do I hear that?
And then he kind of glares at him and steps back up and steps away again.
You should roll an eavesdrop.
Eavesdrop.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yes, you do hear that. You hear Hart tries to, he kind of like looks at you probably and maybe thinks that you're kind of in your own world, just on guard duty or whatever.
Yeah.
Leans in, says it, and you hear clear as day, Hart's folly, as it were. That the miasma is still within him somewhere. And the rat, before you can pull away, he kind of tenses and listens, and there's a soft chuckle, and he looks at you as you lean away, and he says, "You think that you can contain that? This is, step outside and gaze to the west and tell me what being can contain this."
He doesn't say anything. He just glares at him.
Oh, Hart.
Headbutt.
Yeah.
I like the Krogan solution.
Yeah,
Right.
just headbutt negotiations.
He looks at Nabeen, kind of referencing the rat, and he goes, "How many people in our party have died and come back to life?"
Just you.
And he looks to Nabeen, looks back at Hart, and says, "I would have thought that this battle of ours would have been a lesson that there's more malleability to the soul than some realize."
My soul is immutable.
Your friend pretends to tinker and understand, but you are all in way deeper than a simple man thing can understand. And Celine comes up the ladder, one-handed, holding a rat in her palm, lugging this giant contraption.
Should have thought this through better.
Yeah, it's like struggling. Oh god.
Trying to go up the ladder. Fucking A. You guys on her stairs?
No, they only
I
had one ramp and one soul for it, so they couldn't do any other.
That's right.
Look, I don't know what his name is, but I found one.
And he leans forward and looks over it and looks at you and says, "I suppose it will do."
Okay.
Okay.
Have you tried shooting a soul into a dead body?
Yes.
What happens?
It doesn't work the way you
soul-
might expect it to.
I mean, I don't expect it to get back up. Does the soul just go into the body and then like dissipate or whatever happens to the souls, or does it even go in?
The soul goes in, and it stays.
So they're just trapped in that body and can't do anything?
We have, and I tell you this only for the simple pleasure of how interesting I find it. Can you imagine what it's like to decompose? To leach away into the soil around you? I've spoken to rats that don't need to imagine what that feels like.
Maybe that's what you should do to him, Celine. Then
just
he can
kinda-
talk to you about it.
She tinkers with the gun and she's like, I don't know nothing about soil, and neither is this guy, and zaps the current soul into a dead body. I don't know what it's like to decompose on stone, I guess, though. Maybe some
And
shrooms will grow on him.
he looks at the dead body, looks to you, and says, how do I want him to say this? He looks at Celine and says, "You have a way about you that
Ooh.
tends to increase the net agony of those you come in contact with."
I think he's flirting
He's
with your
hitting
girl
on
heart.
you. For sure hitting on you.
You know, you're not wrong. I have, and she kind of, in like her rat face that probably doesn't come across properly, she kind of looks a bit sad. And she's like, I have kind of hurt some friends before. with
You
my,
don't say. I am shocked.
Look! You're pushing it, buddy. I'm already gonna bring you along and keep you alive. And little, I don't know, fucking Jimmy. Fuck if I know.
They don't have names.
Well, whatever. This one's gonna have a name. What's your name?
My name?
Mm-hmm.
My name is Burzit.
Burzit. Alright, Burzit. That's gonna be this rat's name because you're gonna be it in a second. And she'll tinker with the gun and set it up, be like, alright, now stand still, and zap!
And as you pull the like you say, you're gonna be this rat here in a second. He begins to say, you know, there are technicalities when speaking of, and you zap him. And,
What are the technicalities?
the body falls limp to the ground.
No, I didn't zap his body, I zapped the little rat body.
Oh,
Soul out.
okay. Well, that's not as funny.
Yeah, sorry.
But you zap the body, and he continues and says, "Well, my consciousness will be inside the rat,
Yeah.
but we haven't formalized a chain of possession or identity when it comes to swapping
Some ship of Theseus
swapping
bullshit.
bodies."
Fuck does that even mean? Are you saying like you would have had to fight with the other soul for like dominance? Is that what you're meaning? I wasn't gonna throw you in there with the rat.
He's just saying like ownership of a body does
Yeah.
not necessarily equate to existence of a self.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, too bad it does in this case. So.
And that's when he says, "I am
Fuck
of
your
the
philosophy. I have a gun.
Exactly, yeah. That's what he says. Well, I am of the opinion that zap, and you take his soul out of his body.
Before I do that, I'm gonna be like, you're fine if I use your body for a while, right? Yeah. I guess
What?
you don't have much of a say.
Absolutely
There
not.
you go.
Oh, but what if I mean, we're bringing it along with us in that sense. That's good, though, right? I'm not just leaving it here to rot.
I clearly don't have a say in this matter.
No, you're right. I don't know why I'm asking. I'm just trying to be polite. You know, do the right thing. You know, try to do the right
First.
thing.
Zweihander's polite as torture.
And she starts like jerking on levers. When I try and do the right thing, zap into the rat body. And then she gets a jar out, but no, Slee's the bad guy. Like plunks it over him and screws the lid on. No. Try and be polite, and look what it gets you. I was gonna
remember to
share
put the
something
air
with
holes
you,
in the
but
lids.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's so
know.
funny.
She's like, I was gonna be nice and share some fun things with you, but now you can just whatever. And then she'll poke holes in the lid and tighten the jar real fucking tight.
And
Stay in
he
there.
just sits there and watches in his new rat body.
I
And
might have some old moldy
it
cheese.
is-
You
it
interested
is-
in that?
eerily familiar to what how
That
Arlo
intelligent look in its
yeah.
eyes.
or what Maslow, what was his name?
Winslow.
Winslow. Yeah, how
Yeah.
Winslow.
Actually, no, that was the first rat. The way it like reached up and like grabbed and like the knowing look it had when I was like, no, 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 don't try to escape. I've got cheese for you. And then it was like watching me and then reached up and grabbed it.
And
It
what
was the
happened to
first
that
one I
rat?
had. We experimented on it. She went and found a new rat, Winslow, when it's been training it first.
Oh,
So-
okay, yeah, sorry. I forgot you didn't name the abomination. You named your
Yeah.
actual pet rat.
Yeah.
But yeah, eerily familiar to that first rat that you put
Mhm.
the miasma into as sort of began to regard you with intelligence.
Sure, Winslow will appreciate a friend. I meant to ask what to do with the little rat soul.
Put it in a guy.
Oh,
Well,
this
yeah,
is
so-
my cue for like Naveen to be like, put it in a body.
And the
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, Nabeen and Hart and Nesgrin and Ardron are there.
There are 2 empty shells in here, and she's gonna make her way that way. And she's like, all right, let's see what happens. I'm always down for science. Zap.
1 second.
I hope he doesn't freak out.
The body jerks to life, eyes open, looking around, looks at you. Filthy man thing!
What the fuck are you? I only had 2 souls in there. I shot one into the dead guy. I shot the other into the rat body.
Oh,
Evil asshole too, aren't you?
you shot the zealot soul
The
Yeah.
zealot
into the
Into
the dead
the
guy.
dead guy.
I forgot.
Well,
I had
he's
forgotten
gonna-
about that.
He's not gonna know what it's like to decompose in soil, but he'll find out.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine.
I had forgotten. I just had completely erased that from my
You
brain.
did.
Yeah. So you shoot the rat soul into one of these empty shells. It jerks to life, looks around, nose twitching, locks eyes with you, and just screams. A rat scream, and you like shush it, and it stops, and it like looks at you and looks to its arms and feet, and
You're
just kind of
okay.
it kind of
Yeah.
is regarding you.
What do you
I
think? of your
feel
new
so
body?
bad for it.
You have thumbs.
It like looks to its hands that you can't see in these giant like machine shackles that are holding it cruciform.
I'll let you down soon. Can you speak?
It like licks its teeth and kind of
your time.
smacks its lips. And it'll probably be a while before
Yeah, it's
it can
fine.
speak.
Take some time to
That's
get
fine.
there.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, I'll go up and like somebody help me get it. Do we have like a key?
Nesgrin knows how to get him down.
Yeah, Nesgrin
Yeah,
has already done this, and so if you get her, she can come in and
Mhm.
undo the machine shackles and everything. And
Meanwhile, mocking her brother. This is you.
yeah, like look, this is you. You're the same as this. The newly ensouled Skursak falls to all fours on the ground, and like kind of like haphazardly tries to walk on its bipedal limbs on all fours.
I'll hold my hand out to help it. She's
Um,
very much treating it like she would,
Like a
what one
baby.
would think like a baby. So,
Yep.
and
That's
I
actually cute as hell.
I shudder to think how Celine would treat a baby, but
the thing won't stop screaming, says she holds it by the leg.
Yeah.
Why won't it stop?
yeah, and it like slowly takes your hand and kind of like looks around, and you can see almost like it's like taking inventory of its muscles as like the ears kind of like flick rat like, the the shoulders and tail swishes and everything, and looks to you, and let me roll a dice. This is first word of Celine's rat baby, and I have a few things in mind.
Why? Monster!
Combination.
Die!
It looks at you.
Wow. Perfectly in the middle.
And it says, "Mother."
Yes! Oh my god, I'm a mom! In the best way possible! And she'll like hug it.
And it like kind of recoils a little bit and looks around.
So does
And hugs you back. And there are in this cell, half taken up by arcane, horrific machinery designed for soul torture, two Skurzak embrace a mother and newly uplifted child.
You had the most amazing idea. I love it.
As it experiences the fullness of sentience for the first time in its life.
This is tumbling Timmy all over again.
So
Oh
wait,
my
we can
God.
raise a friendly army of Skurzak? I love
You've
this.
got 3 now. So
This is true. I am starting my. Oh god. So Celine's gonna be like,
So
alright, mommy needs a new body. So who's gonna. She kind of looks at the others and she's uncertain who to go to. She's like, who's gonna zap me into that guy right there? The boss.
So Heart with a little bit, almost undiscernible amount of like snark in his voice goes, "So you're not gonna be a goblin anymore?"
What? Why you always gotta say that? I'm not a goblin, I'm a gnome, and I will at some point, but this is important. You were there on the conversation. I want to try and be a brood mother. Can you imagine? I could start a clan war if I could be a brood mother. Just erupt chaos on this whole goddamn place, and then they're out of control of it. You know?
I forget how young you are until you say things like you want to start a war.
And Nab will hold out her hand and be like, "I've been threatening to shoot you for weeks.
fuck
You might
yeah,
as well
that's
let me
fine.
get it out of my system."
She's like, alright, I'm gonna go through this, because please don't
On the
mess
ground.
up. And she's gonna explain like how she does it and whatnot, and like very thoroughly, and she'll go over it again if she needs to. She's like, all right, and she'll take it off. He's like, have at it, hit me, and put me in that one.
And I will shoot her and do the zappies.
Oops, wrong gun.
I thought about that.
Honestly, Celine might be offended, be like, I deserve that, but I'll have a new body soon.
No, I'm not going to do that. But...
I also was waiting for the zap Celine into the backpack and then just
Leave
like
her
wait
there.
a few hours and be like, all right, let's
Say
get.
that I put her back yet.
Yeah,
Why
I
are
know,
you
I know.
stealing my thunder.
So she still has time.
Zap her into the backpack, and Nabene's like, "All right, let's take a nap."
No, I was gonna zap her in and just turn to Heart and be like, "Do I have to put her back?" I mean,
We might as well make her carry her own real body.
I guess. And she like levels the gun at her, and then she shouts down the hole, "Lillian, I stole Celine's soul. Do I have to put it back? Do it?
Where are you putting it?
Another rat."
Is it the boss rat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told her to do that. Yeah, you should probably do that.
All right.
Come on, play nice.
Like, damn it.
I'm glad
And so
Lily's
I
on the
will.
same page, even though she's pissed at me.
And I
She's about to
will
be a lot lot more pissed at you, just so you know.
zap her back into the rat
Why?
leader.
Oh, because I put baby rat and large rat.
Well, I told her to do that, so that's fine.
Yeah.
And
That's not gonna.
I want to like tie, fucking Celine's real body to like the back of the rat boss before she gets zapped in.
just
Oh,
load it
God.
up.
Love
Why do
it.
I feel off balance?
Yeah,
More so than usual.
So Celine's soul streams across lightning twice in a span of a few minutes, and you fill in the vessel of the soul researcher rat, and you are laden with metal and cloth. This guy is like pretty close to like a tech priest from 40K kind of thing. You know, and you also get the sense that there are pieces of you physically that are machine.
Nifty.
And the thrum of Witchstone powers pieces of you and that kind of
I
thing.
was just gonna dwell on that for a bit to understand, like in the head, and like trying to understand everything. With
Yeah,
this
sort of
body.
search through the memories and poke around and everything. Excellent. So that's probably where we will stop for tonight. With
Are you guys ready? Because Celine's gonna be convincing someone else to be a rat person too for a while.
Not a chance.
Did we just
Well,
have
how
our
else am I gonna take you to go see someone important with my new prisoners? I obviously can't do it on my own.
Did we just have our first sex change on Sash stories?
So the sexes of the Skurzak individuals have not been super apparent. So there probably have been any number in the in the intervening episodes, this one and the last one, of gender reassignment and that sort of thing. But you know, the soul finds what it needs.
This session went in a wonderful direction. Celine's a mother.
Well, I mean, now you're in another body, so maybe you're a father now.
Don't forget to be pissed at Celine. I love it.
That's good. So yeah, this
She
has
should be
been
happy. I'm taking on responsibility.
not like this.
I'm taking responsibility for my actions. It's my baby.
I love
What
that.
are you, a boy, a girl, a baby rat? I don't know. It's my baby. Don't forget to... Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's where we'll end for tonight. We had a bunch of a good sort of settling the ashes of the conflict, establishing probably a way forward for the group depending on conflicting interests and strategies. And so you'll just have to tune in next week on Friday at 9 o'clock.
I'm gonna have...
Next episode, Hart dives into the miasma.
Fuck, and of
Oh,
course,
God.
I'm not even gonna be here next
Yeah,
week.
unfortunately Cody won't be
shit.
here.
shit.
I'm not even gonna be here to be pissed.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, man.
Yeah, maybe I'll work with Cody on how exactly Lillian is angry with Celine, and we can maybe address that. But yeah, so next
I'm gonna
week
murder my baby.
will be episode 32, and this has been a production of Fiends and Friends. That's us. We are Fiends and Friends, these wonderful people. My name is Hunter. I write and produce and put on this show with my wonderful cast. And I was joined today by Topher. unfortunately not Nacho, but he'll be here next week, Nate, Cody, and Chris. And we've got a bunch of other shows and content that you can check out, most of which is on our channel, which is, surprise, called Fiends and Friends. So if you go to the Twitch channel Fiends and Friends, you can watch shows like Forbidden Frontier, a weird Western D&D 5th edition campaign where we do a lot of rootin' and a lot of tootin' and a lot of magic stuff, and it's very fun. That airs every other Monday at 9 p.m. Central. It will be airing this coming Monday. We also do a show called Fleeting Fiends, which is a variety show in which in a given month, we will take every Wednesday of that month and do an extended one-shot of a new system. Last month, we did Lancer RPG. The month before that, we did Tales of Zadia, right?
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And this month, we are sprinkling in a few game development episodes for our upcoming project called Mork Souls, where we are taking the Morkborg game engine and developing a Souls-like experience. And so that will be this coming Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central.
Lots of dying.
On Fiends and Friends, our channel. And then debuting soon, TM, we have
Probably would say May. Probably May.
Debuting probably May. We have an upcoming Dragon Age RPG game that Cody is putting together, in which myself, Nate, Chris, Erica, who's not here right now but is another Fiends and Friends member, and is that it?
That's the core
That's
group.
the core, yeah. We'll be
Then maybe Mike Jonas later, who was in
Okay.
our last season.
We will be the new owners of a mercenary company and have to meander our way through the world of Thetis post-Inquisition and discover what that means for that world and us as mercenaries. And it's going to be rad. It's going to be super cool. So, yeah, and that'll be
excited too.
That'll be on Saturdays at probably 1 Central usually. And so when we have everything ironed out, that will be more
Yeah,
clear.
and we'll have if you follow our page, we'll have an announcement and
Yeah.
like a schedule, go live date.
Yeah.
Maybe a trailer if we're really on top of things.
I would love to make a trailer. But yeah, so that's us. We've got a lot of cool stuff going on. You should check us out. You should follow this page. There's all kinds of other cool things that happen here, like new game promo and that kind of thing. And you should follow us at Fiends and Friends, where we do a lot of our other content. And so, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. Have a wonderful night, and we will see you Monday on Fiends and Friends for Forbidden Frontier.
Later.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.